is Ammar Bakr. I come from Egypt. Study Faculty of Fine Arts in Luxor, and I worked there for 7 or 8 years as an assistant professor in painting department. And since 2011 I started to be more concentrate about the street and to present artwork only in the street. Of course, the revolution happened in 2011, and actually that's the real reason. The situation last 5 years, I mean, how the street art started to be more in Egypt, of course, during the revolution. But like the first 2 or 3 years, we can stay in the street like here and present what we want. And they do a big mirror, and the people, they accept it. But step by step, the situation started to be more difficult. And I think we create a history for these 5 years, especially, of course, with the great things happened, the revolution. The artists, they try to present what they found in this time, in this period. And then the artist, it's apart from this documentation. Our artwork, it's become part from this history, it's become part from this visual memory in the history. Like what I told you about the book of Walls of Freedom. You can know a lot of information about the revolution as a history, as a something really happened by documentation, and also by the same time you can see this in an image. And all the time the people, the image, it's very important with the documentation. It's continuum, because the artists in the churches, they use image. The artists also in the ancient Egyptian religion, as example, or ancient, they use the image to document the moment or how they think. But also now the people, they document by themselves. Also, if you just present your artwork in the street, that's it, and you go away, the people, they will document it. The people, they will have another kind of vision around the world. The people, they will go to take photo with, take selfie with, and it's still documented with the people. You didn't know them. The same people, you present for them the work, because it's become part from this kind of visual memory. They will never forget. But of course, to document and the institution to it, it's an important part also. It's very important.
I consider both of them as being two memory makers of their own societies. On the one hand, Brian from the institutional side, and Ammar maybe from the more institutional, let's say from the media side, but as well from the institutional side. On the one hand, we have Ammar Bakr, an artist, activist, journalist, and upon anything, an Egyptian citizen that manifests his thinking and his worries through public murals made of drawings, paintings, and writings. It's in the public arena that Ammar's work is meant to be, in a constant dialogue with his community, reporting recent events and giving an important alternative angle from which many issues in his own country can be perceived. On the other hand, we have Brian Mikkelsen, former Danish cultural minister from November 2001 to September 2008, justice minister from September 2008 to February 2010, and minister of economic and business affairs from February 2010 to October 2011. A member of the Danish Conservative People's Party, a promoter of cultural expression, known for his cultural canon that tried to map and examine the historical artworks that have played a role in forming the Danish national identity. What does it happen when these two forms of making memory, the institutional and the non-institutional, or guerrilla, come together to think and work on collaborative ideas about the formation of their community's collective memories?
My plan in the beginning, it was like some posters, so it was already in the wall, and two artists, they do the wall, and they decided to just leave it, to work with the background and feel the atmosphere of the place, and then I can start working. Try to present something called Sufi in the street. How to try to make something new, since we start, we don't found like any kind of media, only the social media and the street. And they try to, what they try to do to present more journalistic work, like more information, more about what happened exactly in the revolution, using the painting. That's it. This is more journalistic because it's more information about when you died, where, and I try to just present information with painting on the wall. And you use the wall like everybody has a newspaper. I heard about the story of the Photoshop dog, and because I was here in the same moment it's happened, I like that because we have the same in Egypt. Like sometimes the military, when we try to present something for the public, sometimes we use it like really so bad. We make all the people make joke about them, and it's also about visual, and it's about memory, and about image, how they use the image. I try to work about this concept, about like cutting image from Egypt to put it in a square here in Copenhagen. And like really cutting like you know, Photoshop selection.
From my point of view, you two and Henrik made a good match, because even though he's not a political artist, he's fighting for because of political reasons for democracy and using his art in that fight. And I was actually impressed by him, and I learned to admire him a lot for his fight. As I told him, his girlfriend is a president. He is in great risk of being in prison because of his work, and living in peaceful Denmark in our fairy tale country. It's hard to imagine the struggle he's going through, because he would like to express himself and his fight and his will for democracy and freedom. And when I was talking to him about that kind of art and about the situation in Egypt and Denmark, what we could learn that what his fight for always getting a better society. And you can see it on the wall there. Even though he's not living in Denmark, he has the intuition of a good artist on what's going on right now. So he took the images with him from Cairo, and then he put the Danish context in it. Ammar could also inspire Danish artists to get more out of his act with the people. This artist has probably been seen by many thousand Danes. More than if you have an exhibition at this museum. Much more. So the interaction is very exciting, because I would like to probably measure sometime what do people think when they take the bicycle and drive past it, and the car, and when they walk by. And maybe when I've been talking to him, maybe I should have suggested him that there should be a post where he could sign something, where he could write something. It could be very exciting to see what is the feelings when you drive or walk or bicycle past it.
I stopped to teach or to study master and PhD, and I decided to work about this book. The book is speaking about the visual memory of the Egyptian, especially last 40 years, and how it's linked with the visual memory in the past. And you can find this kind of visual everywhere with the people, but you need more research in Egypt, different places in the valleys, in the countryside, different places in Egypt we have different kind of culture. I need help from the archaeology people, the history of art, mythology too. You know, like I need help from all specialist people. The people they speak about this kind of visual memory before, but the people they still keep this culture inside. Maybe it's hidden, maybe it needs someone to just try to discover it and to present it together.